What's good, y'all? Good morning. Good morning. How we doing? What's good, y'all? How we doing this morning? What's going down? Yeah, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Just gonna load us some charts here. Um, seeing if we get some more people in here. If not, this of course will be recorded, so no worries about making it live. But I would like to see if we get some more people in here and we can, get some people on a panel, get some discussion going, talk trading, talk all that good stuff. But either way, I'm going to go through the market, go through some setups, and just talk to you a bit. I call today's session Show Up Every Day. I think that's one of the most important things we need to do is just make sure we're here. And, you don't always have to be taking a trade every day. You don't always have to be active, but you do need to be present. You do need to be observing the market, right? Maybe you're in a room with mentors, right? Like I sent this link out to a bunch of the different Telegram rooms. So take full advantage, right? Make sure you're learning something. Make sure you're masterminding. That's what we call these mastermind groups. So hang on one second. I'm gonna grab my drink and close the door. Okay. Get situated here. So yeah, showing up every day is most important. And I want to just kind of clarify because I got to close the window, landscapers. All right. All right. So some days showing up is going to require doing nothing, or showing up is going to mean you don't show up, right? Meaning you take a day off, you check out, you go chill with the family, you spend time on yourself, because you have to understand what it takes to be a successful trader, right? And one of the main thing is going to be that you want to be operating at your optimal level, right? Physical wise, you don't want to be tired. I could tell you horror stories how just being tired destroyed my trading, made me overtrade, made me over leverage, made me take bad setups, made me try to make it all back. So one of my biggest rules is I don't trade if I'm tired. On my trading board right here, I'm looking at it. It says trade hours are clear mind, clear setup. So I don't actually have specific hours. It's when my mind is right. And I mean, that works for someone like me with a pending system, right? And I'm not necessarily going to enter right when Asians start, but it's just a framework. So gotta have that mind right. You can't be tired. You can't be overwhelmed with life, everything that's going on, stressing about family, partner, spouse, anything, you got to check that out. So sometimes you got to step away for a day, a week, right? And if you step away for a week, you still need to be looking at the charts, right? Just taking it in. But I don't know what is going to be best for you. You really do have to listen to yourself. But if you have things that are distracting you in life, you need to pay attention to that because it's going to seep into your trading. So always be taking that barometer, right? Am I tired? Do I got a bunch of stuff on my mind? Do I feel like shit, right? Is my stomach, with me, I have a sensitive stomach. So I have to make sure I'm calm. I don't eat crappy foods, which I do a lot, but I have to be cognizant of it. And if I know I want to get up for this live stream and crush it, I'm not going to eat a whole bag of Flaming Hots the night before. I'm not even going to try to not eat after a certain hour. And I told y'all last week how I gave up coffee, but a lot of that is just so I could show up, be at my optimal level and perform. Whatever performing is in this, we all discussing. I do the music, the art, woo woo, but more specifically for this trading. And over time, you start to program yourself. Like me now, I wake up at 5 and I'm ready for New York. So I should say I'm in Cali. So some air. Whew. So 5 for me is 8 Eastern. So I make sure I'm up for London. I'm sorry, I make sure I'm up for New York, even if it's 3 hours early for me, right? So and my homies in the UK, it's like 5 p.m. for them or 1 p.m. So it's in the middle of the day, but that's my circumstances. But in the same breath, I stay up for the beginning of London. I can check out my setups, set my orders, take them trades if I want. So I'm making it work for me, but I know I have to design my life in a certain way. And sometimes it can get overwhelming for me. Sometimes I got to just take a nap in the middle of the day because I know I need it, because I know I'm burnt out. I know it's been a long week. Maybe I stayed up all night babysitting a trade or something, right? So we all got our battles, but we all need to show up every day. And just clarifying showing up means having an intention to better your craft and taking those necessary steps, even if it means stepping away. All right. Anybody got something to say on that? Chime in, share with the room. What's up? 1 second. But yeah, that's just how I feel about things for sure. Y'all want to just go on the charts? What's up? We want to look at specific pairs. Need some feedback in the room. Let me just go on YouTube on my phone. I want to see the room. I want to join in on my room. Yo, we got Mike V in the house. What's up, boss? What's up, bro? You coming up today, fam? And clear my charts off. No, hang on. Dollar pumping, huh? Oh, yeah. Yen dumping. All right, let's start at the top. All right, let's take a look at. No, first let's start with DXY. So this is what a lot of people are talking about, right? Because what we're trying to figure out is the dollar, was it a pullback? Are we back to a bearish dollar? Bullish? Are we going to continue bullish, or are we switching back to bearish? So had like 2 weeks of bearish activity on the dollar. Got a high right there. Now, looks like could have trapped liquidity here, and we be headed back to the highs, right? Let's look at a weekly real quick. See where could price maybe go. See, this is what we were looking at before. How dollar is kind of working this zone, weekly area. So interesting. So I could speculate more sells on it. I should say more buys on the dollar, but we just kind of need to see, because this is not an aggressive shift relative to the macro. So what do? Continue to look for what I'm looking for. Continue to look for sales on XXX USD until proven otherwise. So we had sells on this today. Let's see some trifecta entries. All right, so we did get a trifecta on this one. If y'all want to know about trifecta, hit me up. That's my setup where we use 3 or more confirmations. I'll just show 2 of them right here, but the other one will be an order block. But see, first off, identify overall market direction. What are we? What direction are we? It's clear as day. We down, right? We're down, Joe. All right, wait for induction. Induction. Get them candles. Wait for shift. Shift. Wait for pullback in the trifecta zone. Enter. So that's my setup right there. Enter at key level. Entry at 72.25. 8 pips of drawdown. All right, so that's just one of them, right? And we'll keep going over these setups, a couple times a week. And if y'all want to adopt my confluences, more power to you. If you want to develop your own confluences, more power to you. But what you see is we're using structure for everything, right? Let's just repeat it one more time for people that are trying to understand things. Excuse me. Overall direction, we down. So boom. I'm looking at my board when I look over here. Identify overall market direction. Enter on retracement to trifecta zone. So that's all I had to do, right? Let's see if this was a macro one as well. So I'm going to draw my fib. Nah, I mean, it came more to like the 50% area. Nevertheless, wait for the shift. Enter. Now, back to structure. First take profit, boom. So 35 pips, risking 10 pips. You see. All right, let's see if we see any more of these throughout the day. Oh, let me check the chat. I think we got people in the chat. Look at Nas, Nasty Nas. Okay. Zoom link. Oh, I'm tripping. Why? I forgot to invite y'all. We actually on StreamYard, y'all. I just got the new software. So boom, let's pin it to the room. Let's get y'all on the panel. Boom. StreamYard link is right there. So come on up. Let's look in the chat here. Look at gold. Want to know my perspective? Yep, we'll look at gold. Mike V said looking to sell GU in the next couple days. DXY wick to 1027. Oh, you just checking in for 10 minutes, bro? Hey, Mateo.
What's up, guys?
What's up, bro? Looking spiffy. Got a new haircut over there, I see.
Hey, yeah, I did.
What's going on?
Well, I got something, I got 10 minutes, so I wanted to check, how it's looking out there with the GU stuff.
You say you want to look at GU?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at GU then. Okay.
So you gotta zoom out daily. That's better.
You said go to the daily?
Yep. Because this is actually clear as day. It's bearish from years. And
yeah.
And as you can see, working pretty much the same as AUDUSD, because it's retracing a little bit. GU might give a little bit more pips of drawdown over there, up there to the top.
You think so? You think we're gonna induce a little bit more?
I'm not so sure. There's a big shift candle to me, at least from the top, from the top of some days ago on a daily, from 30th May to May 31, 1st June. There's a big red candle. It's kind of stuck over there. I feel it's like a fake support. And then I'd say it could induce a little bit more, but just seeing something like AUDUSD. So from May 31 and June 1st were good opportunities to me.
Yeah, this looks like induction, bro. Accumulation. All of this.
Yep.
And this looks like induction too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would have thought price would have came somewhere in here, right? Like not let out orders past here, but they did, and they're kind of just accumulating. So there could be liquidity up here.
Yeah, I don't know what to think actually, because I've seen GU doing this quite a few times, pushing it over and saying, okay, I'm just pushing it over. Like breakout traders got trapped over there. Like they buy because some kind of a resistance gets breaking, and and then it pulls down. So I'm actually like, oh, welcome. I'm thrilled to see what's going to happen, but I'm overall bearish, and I say that we're not going to go over like 127, because you can see on like May 26th there's another small pullback, but really small, where you draw the line on the left.
You said May 26th.
Yeah. You see the drop on the left, the little pullback that it did, like 3 candles on the left.
Can you annotate?
25 of May.
You want to annotate?
Oh, yeah. One sec.
Might be a little better.
How do I do that?
That part. There should be a little arrow you click at the top. Or why do I think I'm on Zoom today? I don't think you can annotate.
So look at the big drop from 131 to 124. On the left, all the way on the left. Yeah, that one.
Uh-huh.
And then you see all the 3 candles that goes a little bit up there. No, lower. Go low, go low, go low. Lower, lower, lower. Yeah, that one.
Okay. So what were you saying? My bad, I lost you.
I was saying that I'm expecting price to get maximum at that price, like overall.
Okay. How come?
Because like, I don't know, I'm not expecting GBP USD to be bullish. Like even in the short term, like they've been inducing a lot. Like I see 3 peaks. Like it's pretty easy to identify the trend line here. Like if you go
Right.
on a lower one, you see a W
Right.
down there, and you see a trend line.
Right. Okay. Thank you, bro. What else you got going on while I got you? What else you been up to?
I've been doing some design stuff, but nothing more on the.
That's okay. This is not just trading. It's just that's what I got going on. This is Winlife podcast, bro. Winlife live stream. So, we gotta celebrate each other, talk about what we got going on. But hang on, I know you got a minute. I just want to say, what up, Mike V? What up, Phoenix? How we doing?
Cheers, guys.
Hello.
Hey, welcome, bro. Glad to have my co-host here, Mike V, in the building. But yeah, why don't you, Mateo, before you get out of here, why don't you just kind of tell us what you got going on and what's been up with you? Because I'm a Mateo fan. I'm a Not Me design fan, and we got some other ones in the room. So what you got going on?
Like I'm working on presenting the project I delivered about the new Bamboozle logo restyling. Bamboozle, it's educational company. Like we do educational games with it, and I'm at a design team. Like I'm about the brand consultancy part of it, like brand and design team, and I'm pretty much wrapping it up, like to present it to the world, because I've been working with Ronan, that's the founder. I've been working with them like for 7 months for now. It's something that I really enjoy doing, and I really feel good about it. Like it's something good. I'm working for something good that I believe in. We make educational games for children, especially, and for them to learn English. So it's not something that you can cheat on, and by that I mean like ethically and by some kind of moral thing. I think it's a good thing to present. something I feel doing. It comes easily, and like it's some kind of a good cause. It's improving the world, and that's what I'm aiming at to do with my design. So that's something I love to do.
How has life as a server been?
Well, I think that taught me a lot in terms of how can I help clients at their best. Helps me
Well, how is
really.
it going now as a server?
Oh, bro, and I did quit that.
He quit. Talk about that. How has it been quitting your job and stepping into entrepreneurship?
Scary, but I already had like a plan B, pretty much well structured. So it wasn't that pushed. I didn't feel like I was pushed into the wild, like with nothing under my feet. So like I was talking with my girlfriend the other day, and we brought up that this kind of thing, and she said that she admires me, and I really appreciate that, and like love that really. And because she told me that I'm building myself by like from scratch, and
And I
I
know
hope.
at first she didn't see the vision like that either. So she's starting to see it, huh? Come
Mhm,
around.
mhm. Yeah,
You had to
exactly.
show her. You had to do it. You had to get out there and do it and show them and not talk about that shit, huh?
Hmm, hmm. Yeah, exactly. And like building, like she said, I'm building from scratch. Yeah, but no, like, and by that I mean like when I first started as a server, I started from scratch, definitely. But in the meantime, I was starting from scratch a design business. This means that when I took the leap, I didn't start from scratch. Like I didn't have to start like with nothing under my feet. I built the stones. Like I built the foundations of it. Like when in the same time I was working at Plan A, like Plan A and Plan B at the same time. When Plan A was too tight to me, and I was like overwhelmed by it because it was too little to me, I then stepped on Plan B. But Plan B was already planned, already programmed, already working. You know,
Just clarify
and
what's your plan A and what's your plan B?
Plan A
What
was
was?
like as a server. Like I
Right.
and by Plan A and Plan B, I don't mean like I was about to do like Plan A for the rest of my life, but I intend them like in terms of how much money were they bringing them to me, like where I be was I able to put food on my table with it? Yes. That's why it was Plan A, because Plan B wasn't putting food on my table yet. You know?
Okay. I'm just curious because some people, because I don't, I guess I don't look at the server job as a plan A. I look at your design career as plan A, and then the server job
Yeah.
is just a ends to a means. Like it's part of plan A in a way. You know what I mean? But
Okay. I
it's
get
just
what you're saying.
semantics.
Like it's like level 0, level 1. Okay, gotcha.
It's semantics. But what advice would you offer? Well, I know we got a bunch of traders, inspiring traders, but also entrepreneurs. But what advice would you lend to someone who's wants to make that transition, who wants to quit their job, but maybe they don't have the finances and they're not in a position to do something like that, but they're ready to step into their career, to their dream, and leave their job.
I'd say like don't start I would say if you have something to risk, like a family, like a child, like a house, like a car, whatever, don't throw yourself like out there. Like I know there's a lot of time to do money, but I would say have something have something like either a recurring job that can sustain you, even on your barely minimum, like let's say your minimum, like your minimum expenses are, I don't know, $500, $1,000. You need to make at least that money before you step out of your comfort zone and start something by yourself.
Right.
Because if not, you're gonna be like desperate, scared about failing. And as Pitbull says, scared money make no money.
Right.
I really love that. I heard that in a song like yesterday, and it's really true. Like, if you're scared to lose a client, or if you're scared to not have money to put food on your table, you're not going to make more.
Right.
Instead, if you have like $1,000 that you say, okay, these money are gonna be my cushion. Like whatever happens, I have them. Whatever happens with all the other stuff, like if I lose the next client, it's no worse because I have those money every month. Whatever it may be, I don't know, like recurring project or I don't
Sounds
know.
like you're talking about operating from a place of abundance and not a place of scarcity, being scared about losing it because that's
Yeah.
how things work. And if you're not growing, you're dying basically. There's no in between. So, for people who say, okay, I'm just going to work my job and save my money in a bank account, or maybe you come across some inheritance or something and you just sit on that money, it's going to dry up. It's going to become worth less and less. Even if you don't spend it, inflation will deflate it. So
Definitely.
we have to find, the cliche says we have to find ways to make our money work for us. Right.
Mhm.
So if you want to do that, you can't be scared. Like you got to throw the fear out. And I think some of it is warranted where you want to be precautious, manage your risk on your opportunities, but you have to take chances. Even like with me, something as simple as signing up for this StreamYard platform. And because I didn't know how this live stream was going to go, but this is like in like the first day we had like me and Mike V, just us two. But now it's like 10 people. I got you on a panel. It's not where I wanted to be, but it's slowly growing. But I knew I had to take the chance, like buy the software, buy the audio equipment, whatever, because, why not? Or I could just think about this because it's something in my head that I wanted to do. And I could just think about it forever and never take the chance on it. Or like when me and you, we did clothes together, we'll order samples. We even whatever it takes. We're not worried about if it's not going to work out. We're more worried about, we're thinking, what if it does work out? Not what if it doesn't work out. But at the same time, we're not going to just say, let's piss everything I got into this opportunity, because that's terrible financial management. I don't care how sound of an opportunity it is. Amazon, Apple, Not Me Design Incorporated, we always got to calculate those risks. But I know it comes times where you really got to just super double down on yourself, go all in. We all have those moments. But you shouldn't live your life like that. Like, you should start to set yourself up to have money invested, have money saved, so you don't have to live fist to mouth. So, I mean, we all get in those situations, but let's work to not stay in those situations. And there are ways, right? I'm older, I'm 35. So I've seen people in life still living check to check in their 60s and can't figure it out and just terrible with money. And I see people that I went to college with that were like that, but now they're in their 30s, they're running a business, running a family, got their house, got everything. So it's not necessarily overnight, but it is a learned skill, a learned behavior, and it does take discipline.
It does.
Yeah. Mike
You
V,
know
what's
what?
up?
Always well over here. So actually, I do have a question for
Yeah.
Tia. Where are you? Like, which country are you? Because I think you're not in the U.S.
I'm from Italy.
and you're currently living there.
Yeah.
All right. So, um, I'm just curious. Like, what is the situation in Italy? Like, I know there's like a lot of like inflation going on. Like, can you like summarize like the prices, gasoline, um, like the sentiment of the people? Because for me, it's really interesting to get like a first hand um, evidence of what's
Mhm.
going on. Because I'm looking at the news and it's pretty hard to sift through um, everything and try to find like the grain of truth.
Okay, so I'd say gasoline is pretty expensive, and like we saw something crazy going on that went on like in the from February and March. Price went from 1.6 euros to 2.4,
Wow.
and that was dramatic, literally. Mm, I'm closer to the border with Slovenia, so I'm located in the northeast, close to Trieste. I'm in Trieste, so I'm really close to the border. And something that really helped us in this city was something that we were already doing, like crossing the border, take the like full the like you get a full tank of it. You fill the car with gasoline at a lower price, and you come back to Italy. And this is has been going on for a lot of years because like Slovenia has lower prices on gasoline. I would say that right now, like um, for every liter of gasoline in Italy, you pay more or less 2 euros, and in Slovenia you pay a little less than 1.6, making it like 40 cents every liter, the difference. So here in Trieste we don't feel that way too much, but in other parts of Italy it's like I would say it's critical because a lot of people needs to drive 1-2 hours to go to work. That means that all the money that they were spending before the price raise, um, like before the price increased, they were spending already a lot of money. Now they're spending more, and a lot of people are not can't bear that burden, especially with food prices increase.
That sounds a lot like California. Because Los Angeles has become in like unable to live there. I can't find the word inhabitable. You know, you can pay upwards of 3 grand for a 1 bedroom, easy. You know, it's not as bad as San Francisco, but it's ridiculous. And I'm in Riverside, Southern California, and it's like I got a 3 bedroom huge place for about 2 grand. It's a good deal, right? But still, and what's happening is a lot of people are moving from LA to these different surrounding areas, like where I'm at, Riverside, which with traffic can be 2 to 3 hour drive. And so they're having to commute to work in LA for 3 hours or something ridiculous. And traffic is the worst in the world, I hear. And but yeah, you mentioned the food too. It's the same. I'll just say like I don't know who eat bacon, but a pound of bacon costs you like $4, right? But now it's like I swear, like $14 sometimes for a pack of bacon. Like.
What?
I mean, produce is still reasonable, but yeah, like we're feeling it here in the States.
Yeah, like there was something that especially was pretty critical for the political aspect. It's like political leaders, like especially Mario Draghi, waited till he did something to lower the prices of gasoline, and by that I mean like price was up to 2.4, 2.5, and stayed there for like 2, 3 weeks. Then people started protesting because it was damn too high, and they did some kind of money movement, like something like a decree to decrease the price just for a set period of time. And people were like, okay, but why didn't you, like, why you didn't do that before? Because like they cut some taxes that were there from 1945, and I'm not joking. They cut some taxes from the price of gasoline, and people were angry. People are still angry, like we're not it's something like a boiling pot of water, and we have some kind of covering on top, but the water keeps boiling more and more, and it's likely that the covering is gonna blow up. Like this is the same situation with people. Like people are water, and the covering are the political parties, political leaders that try to avoid, like they're trying to avoid people to get out, like to revolt, because this is what we're talking about. Like people are after 2 years of handling a pandemic, like the pandemic, like no one else did in the worst case scenario. Like Italy had the one of the worst case scenario. People are really angry about that, and a lot of people lost their jobs, and like gas increases, energy increases, food increases, and they already had no money to put food on the table. So
it's identical to out here. Gas prices are $8 out here, a gallon.
Okay, let me
It
get
was $1.29 when I was a kid. I know I'm old, and even a few years ago it was like $4, and now it's $8. So think about people who gotta commute, drive Uber, take care of their kids. So I don't know. I was just making that comment because it sounds like everything you're describing is going on here, and especially post or since the pandemic, right? And it's like a global issue.
Because it is.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I was watching for the price of a gallon, like rounded up, it's like 7.5 euros.
So about the same price here.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So what do we? All right. Hey, Mike, did you have another question from Matea?
No, really. I just wanted, to hear like what is his opinion and like what is he seeing down on the ground. Um, Unfortunately, you're confirming like some of the information that I'm hearing. It's basically bad, like just across the board. Like whichever country you look, it's bad, and you look at the next country, it's like, okay, it's bad and it's bad and it's, there's like nothing in the pipeline to actually get it better.
Right. That we can look to for an
Yeah,
example.
yeah. So it's basically, it's bad now, and odds are it's gonna get worse. So there's like no light in the tunnel, um, which is fine, because like people like us, we do have like a plan B. We have like options. Um, it just sucks for like your average person who you might not see it coming.
Yeah, yeah, it's something that like people didn't see coming, and I'm sure about that. And I guess people are not seeing anything else coming. Like they think that this is going to be something like temporary, but I'd say it's going to be, if you're not like brave enough and united enough to say, okay, that's enough, to our political leaders, to our to the people that are managing our countries, like it's gonna get worse and worse, because when even like the biggest one on the planets, like they say, okay, we're about to face a financial crisis. Like, if they are telling you this, what can we expect? Like, we passed 2 years when we had a financial crisis, follow it, like coming from the pandemic. Not the pandemic itself, but the handling of the pandemic, the management of the pandemic, and the consequence of that is a worse financial situation. Now, what's going to happen after the summer? Because that's the big question, I think. Because like J.P. Morgan is telling you, okay, we're going to have a financial crisis, and we never faced one like this before. Big banks like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley are telling you, okay, this is going to be the worst financial crisis ever. Why are you not prepping about it? Like, and I think about that, and I'm like, okay, it's not going to happen. But on a little, in a deeper part of myself, I'm telling myself, okay, you got to be prepared. Whatever happens. Because like after seeing 2 years of pandemic, 4 months war, one monkeypox being there, not being there. Now I'm expecting aliens. Like that's the only thing it's missing, So
Oh
you
no,
gotta
we
be
passed
prepared for
aliens. They
what?
announced them last year, and everyone just kind of like, whatever, moving on.
Yeah, but it was like it was not getting mainstream. So I'm expecting some kind of I don't know how you feel about the whole pandemic thing and how the thing about it, like, but I'm expecting some fluff going on, something a little bit, confusing going on, not especially transparent, let's say that. Um, but anyway, like I'd say that like I'm gonna give myself this summer to understand what we're going to what's gonna happen in autumn, in winter, and getting at least a little bit prepared for like blackouts, like food shortages. Everything can happen, even though like Russia is not hostile on that side, because like Russia, even though like a lot of sanctions went on Russia, Putin said, okay, we're gonna give you grain, like we're gonna give you wheat anyway, like, and like Putin and our PM, Mario Draghi had a call, and Putin said, "Okay, we're going to give you food first. Uh, no matter what you do, like you stop sanctions, we're going to give you unlimited food. We're not going to stop that. We're not going to stop giving you food for that, you know." And I'm waiting to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I'm just doing, plan B, plan C,
Same.
What are you
brainstorming.
planning? What are your plans, Mike,
Oh,
for
I do
doomsday?
have um, dry food that lasts from 6 months to 1 year. I have some canned stuff, although I usually try not to eat canned stuff, but like, eh, you know, you should have some. And So I'm checking my bank accounts. Everything is fine. Actually, I'm a dual citizen, so I have a spare passport already. So that's fine. I'll start looking into crypto just in case I need to allocate some emergency stuff. Um, from that point on, I got an emergency evacuation route.
Mhm.
Well, I'm working on it. It's not like finalized, but if I have to get out of the city, I should know how to get out of the city because I'm living kind of like in the middle of Orlando. So if something happens with like the highways, I'm like stuck. Like there's no
Mhm.
way,
You should
and
get into cryptos now.
I know. It just there's so much information that like trying to like process it and like try to figure out like what is the best is is a chore, and it's not like I have several $1 million just to throw
Why
around.
not just put a little bit in Bitcoin based on your beliefs in that?
Well, that's like that's on the plan. It's gonna happen one way or another. It's gonna happen. It's just the question is how much should I lock up over there because it's the way I see it. My primary um like my initial plan is like to rotate my money, right? I make money and I put them back to make more money, to make more money, and so
Right.
on. So if I allocate stuff and lock it up, that's reducing my ability to create money. So I have to figure out what is a reasonable amount. So it just
I would say
I don't
make
know.
it percent based. Almost just look at all of your accounts as a portfolio, right? And say I'm gonna allocate 5% to cryptos or something like that. So it will be relative to your whole financial picture.
Yeah,
That's my advice.
it will probably end up being like that. It's just like some kind of like a set percentage, and like
Yeah.
I have to just figure out like is it gonna be like weekly or monthly, or is it just gonna be like a trigger? Because like I do think that if I'm to trade Bitcoin, for example, well, not trade, but like buy and hold, um,
Mhm.
it shouldn't be. It should be like a trigger based. Like when Bitcoin makes a dip, you buy the dip, and you have to set some rules, just like trading plan. When is a dip? Like, what do I call a dip? So, um, it's in the works. When I come up with it, I'll share it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, you gotta go.
I'd say I gotta go. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go.
All right, I'll let you up out of here, bro.
Mhm.
I appreciate you joining in. We're gonna look at charts. I know some people are leaving. I just have one question for Mike, and then we'll go to the charts. And hey, if you want to jump in, okay, peace out.
Thanks,
Mike,
guys.
do
Was
you
a
think
pleasure.
like what do you think like about like are you being paranoid or like what someone would say you're being paranoid or over, you're just preparing for some stuff that's not gonna happen? And like what do you what do you say to that or think to that? You know, like people think we're on some conspiracy theory stuff and worried about stuff that ain't even gonna happen.
Well, I mean, conspiracy theories these days, it's like what, 6 months until it gets true. But I would say I'm slightly paranoid, just from personal experience, because I'm on my fifth one in a lifetime event, and I'm a little, you know, I got burned out before, because I went through hyperinflation when money lost its value. This was
How
back.
old are you?
I'm sorry, what?
How old are you?
I'm 35,
Okay,
but
yeah, that's right.
I'm not American. I'm Bulgarian, and Bulgaria went from through a hyperinflation event, and a bunch of people, including my parents and my grandparents, lost their money. They removed three zeros out of the currency, and they locked up the banks, so nobody could get their money out. And this was overnight. So um, I don't know if you've ever eaten potatoes and bread, but I've eaten potatoes and bread for weeks just so I can survive. You know, it's not fun. Um,
Damn.
I have changed the country. I have left everything. Moved the country. I've worked 2 jobs, and it just the list goes on and on and on. So right now, ooh, what is gonna be the next one? And everyone's like, oh, it's not gonna be that bad. And I'm like, well, guess what? I
So
said
what
the
do you
same thing before, and I got burned. So I just don't want to get burned again.
what do you think about the idea or concept of these times being like the best times for people that want to invest and get in and make fortunes? Do you subscribe to that belief that this could be, you know this is the dip, and we should be looking to buy?
Right. So my family, like I come from a very long line of farmers. Okay. I do believe my father is the first one. My father and my mother are the first one with university education, right? Like I don't come from like the elite or whatever you want to call them. So the financial education of my family is like zero. Okay. um, and I want to change that. So I'm watching and reading as much as I can regarding like macroeconomics and like crashes and how to handle all of this stuff. And everything is fine and dandy. Just like the information is like so much, I just need the time to like read it and then understand it, because like stuff is like complicated. It's not easy. So um, good thing that I don't have like a 9 to 5 anymore. So I can actually, my 9 to 5 is like macroeconomics, right? And how to survive stuff like this. Um, but I do think that we are in a process of crash. So I don't think we're at the bottom yet. I think there's further way to go, because um, none of the policies that are being implemented um, like logically will alleviate any of the problems that are currently happening.
Right.
So
This
as far
like
as I'm concerned,
the lid on the pot that Matea said. Like
yeah,
the
yeah,
policies are putting the lid on the pot, but the water's still gonna boil
yeah.
over.
So nothing that like the people in power are doing, they're doing stuff, but this stuff like will not alleviate the problem. So the problems will get deeper and deeper and deeper, and something might pop. Um, so we're in the process of a crash. I don't think we're at the bottom. So this is basically a good and a bad thing. It's bad because people are gonna suffer, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not gonna, you know, get out unscathed out of that.
Do
But
you think that I know it's bad, but where do you think like personal accountability comes in for the people that aren't prepared? And in hand with that, do you think it's the government's responsibility to, essentially make sure we're good? Like what do you think about that?
oh
Because
man,
some
you're opening a
it's
very,
open, bro.
very, very deep and complicated topic.
All right, I'll rein it in after this, but you're kind of leading me there. I want to know what.
Well, okay, I'm gonna go on a rant. Let me try and like summarize it.
Okay.
So, oh man, so I do
Or you
think.
want to save this for a different show?
Well, I mean, it's up to you. I do have the time, so I can
Nah,
stand.
let's go for it. I got the time too.
Okay. Um. So I do think that first of all, people is a general rule, like individuals, right? They have responsibility for their personal finance. I think that's kind of like the number one. Um, so you know how much money you make, right? And then you know how much money you spend. So it's your personal responsibility to make a budget that at the end of the month you are above zero. I think that's like basic level.
Right.
Then the next one is the government, the ruling elite, whatever, whatever, whoever that is. They have a responsibility to create a environment inside the country, such as um, individuals can actually have a decent life at the end of the month, or like at the very least at zero. I mean, it should be above zero, but like
Can I ask
very
you
least
why?
at zero.
Why does the government have that responsibility?
Well, what else are they doing over there? They're setting up the policies, like where the country is going. So I'll give you an example. Uh, and I don't want to get like political because I hate every party equally. But like,
Just keep it
let's
at
say,
facts. We're doing a good job.
right.
So
So a new president comes in this case is Biden, and he says, all right, we're going green. So no more oil. We're gonna cut the pipeline. Um, um, the subsidiaries, the what are they called? Um, no, I think it's subsidiaries to the oil companies, because shale oil, by the way, is apparently not profitable. So the government was paying the oil companies to pump shale oil, but now that's stopped. So shale oil is actually um, not profitable at prices that were like, a year ago. So the oil companies, they look at, okay, what is the situation? Because we don't want to invest long term into something that it will end up losing us money, because they're not insane, right? Because like the purpose of the business is to make money. So they're like, okay, so Biden is like, we're going green, no more oil, we're cutting the pipeline. um, we cannot drill for shale because we're gonna lose the money. So what do we do? And all they do is, we're just gonna maintain whatever it is currently. So then you got pandemic into a recovery, and now there's like not enough oil. So the government's job is, okay, so how are we gonna solve the oil problem? And they're not solving it. They have zero solutions. And you cannot just, Thanos snap oil out of existence, or green energy everywhere. They're like, oh, green energy here, green energy there. But I'm like, okay, are we building nuclear reactors? No. Are we getting any more gas? No. So how are we gonna transport the food? All the food's being transported by diesel trucks. Diesel ships. Fertilizers use gas. So how are you gonna do that? And the answer is we're not gonna. So the government is creating a really, really big problem, because like our entire society is built on more or less oil and coal.
Do you think that capitalism can help in a case like this? Meaning, we have someone, like Tesla, bringing in, ushering in electric cars. And, what if that were to take over? I've talked to people about this and they're like, implications, but what if we did go full electric, but it wasn't necessarily, the policy or the government's doing, it was more so just, capitalism itself. Kind of, sorry, it wasn't the clearest question.
Okay, well, first of all, I have no problems with electric cars. I'm all for it. Even though I don't own an electric car, but maybe the next one's gonna be electric. I don't know. We'll see. I'm completely for electric cars, but there are problems with that. Once again, how are you gonna make them? There's how many millions of people just inside the United States, right? Do you know how much dirt needs to be moved and processed to make one Tesla battery? No, 500,000 pounds of dirt needs to be excavated, processed with acid to leach out the metals, and then precipitate the metals, then melt the metals, and then make the batteries.
So
And
it's
this is
not
one.
feasible either.
No, no, no. It is feasible,
But
but
on a macro scale, like we said,
right.
if the government, scaled it for everyone to switch over to electric cars, we'd have no
But
dirt,
the
right?
the thing is, it's not gonna happen right away, because they're saying 2030 or 2050. Um, it's not gonna happen. Like, there's just too many people, um, and just too much of the infrastructure needs to be rotated from oil to
Right.
electric.
I get that scalability issue where, it's just massive. And I could think of solutions for that. Like, every oil subsidiary can invest in electric cars and, make their gas station, every gas station become an electric charge center or something. But you actually just posed a even larger issue, is that because I guess I don't get the science behind it completely, but it sounds like you're saying oil's a natural resource, the soil, the dirt, that's a natural resource, and that's, so are we going to run out of dirt, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, is that even
Well,
physically possible from a resource standpoint? Is it sustainable that we can keep making these batteries and not destroy the earth with everyone having it?
okay, so um, this is yet another like deep hole dive. Let's just say that
Hang on one
we
second.
can do it.
Dale, you said you disagree, or Dale? Awesome, Dale. Come up on the panel. We would love to hear, because we're trying to understand and have this conversation. So, StreamYard link is right there. Go ahead, bro.
Um, let's just get back to the whole like capitalism and like. So I believe that free market can solve a lot of problems, like almost everything, right? The problem is that the United States is not a free market. There's a lot of like lobbies that buddy with the politicians, and money from taxes that are supposed to go into like good projects are being allocated in somebody's back pocket. That's my personal opinion. I don't think um the government, the U.S. government, and actually any government that I know of, is efficient with the money. Money gets lost like all the time.
Right.
Um,
People,
it,
people,
yeah.
being greedy.
So um, I just like we and by we I mean like United States could get out of this whole thing. It just I don't see the policies. Like I want to see somebody come out and be like, all right, we need to go to green energy. We need to stop digging for coal, stop digging for gas. No problem, 100% behind you. What we're gonna do
When you
is
say
we're
this
gonna
whole thing, you mean the energy crisis?
right. So we
Okay.
want to go to green, right?
Right.
So we're gonna build nuclear power plants. If you look at the map of nuclear power plants in the United States, almost all of them are East Coast, and there are three on the West Coast, like one in each state. There's nothing in the middle, and like every state should have a nuclear power plant, like at least one. California should have like 10, because there's like so many people, like 40 million or something like that. Um, so you need electricity, like you need power, energy. Okay. And this needs to come from somewhere. Because like even if you say we're gonna swap all the cars, right? And then all the cars are electric, all the trucks are electric, no problem.
Right.
Where you gonna charge them? I mean, California has brownouts, Texas has brownouts, East Coast had brownouts. Like your current grid cannot hold enough charge for whatever is currently here, and you want to increase it like 20-fold. Where's that gonna come from? You know?
Tesla, infinite energy.
I mean, bring it on. I'm ready.
Hey,
I'm
that
all
might get me
for
down another
electricity.
that's another conspiracy rabbit hole though. So we won't go down that one today. But
Yeah.
I like this conversation. There's a lot at play and I like to I mean, it starts with us talking about trading and how we're accountable for our trading in our financial lives, but it extends. And like you said, we're not trying to make this a political thing, but we're just talking about our lives and how we take accountability for it. What role does the government play in it? Where am I responsible? What about people that can't take care of themselves? Like there's a lot to talk about here. So why don't we table this combo for today though, and like let's have more of this dialogue in our Zooms, not just USD cat sell, gold buy. Like we're gonna do that, but how much of that can we do? We're gonna do that, guys. So we're getting right to the analysis, and we had Dale in the chat. He said that he disagreed big time, and I actually like for us to disagree because like that's how we're gonna learn. He didn't come up on the panel, but like I want this environment where we talk about these things and we don't all gotta agree and kiss each other's ass and like especially not making this a gender thing, but most of us are men in here, right? And we should, as men, we should be able to like talk about these concepts and grow in our understanding. And but yeah, Mike, I thank you for sharing, especially because you have a unique lens coming from Bulgaria, being in the States, coming up how you come up. The same for me. Like I never dealt with eating potatoes and bread because of food shortage, but I did grow up in the hood in Chicago, and I literally was eating salt because we ain't had no food. So I say we all got like our struggles. We all pulling ourselves up, and we all got like unique perspectives. So that's what's up.
I
All right,
would love to be wrong. Okay.
right?
So I see Dale, the oil industry was built in 10 years. from 0 to 90%. The infrastructure was built at the same time. Electric cars, the disruptive technology, the rate of development is exponential. I'm not sure about the 10 years. I do agree that Tesla is exponential, like the way Musk is setting everything up. However, he's running into bottlenecks, which is basically geopolitics and mineral monopoly from China. Um, and actually, fun fact: Tesla is looking to buy mines, like actual mines, nickel and what was it? It was nickel, lithium. I know those for sure. I'm not certain if there's anything
That's
else, but they want
smart,
to
man.
buy.
That's smart. Go to the plug, like
Yeah.
if you, you know what I mean? If you sell cocaine, go to Colombia and get you a cocaine farm. Don't keep getting it imported at a tax price. But
Yeah.
that's smart.
No, Musk is. I'm trying not to fall for the cult of personality because that's really bad. But I really like what is he doing. He's
Fuck the
actually.
personality. Look at that bag he got. Look at how he does business,
Yeah.
and innovates,
So he's looking to buy mines and he wants to build batteries right next to the mine and then ship the ready batteries rather than ship because right now you mine in one place, then you ship the minerals somewhere else to be processed, then the processed minerals is shipped somewhere else to make like ingots, and then you ship them again to make the whatever it is, and then you ship the ready like the battery uh, again to the car factory. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know if you've seen their website. It's called marinetraffic.com, and it's a live tracker of all the ships at sea around the globe. And the first time I went over there, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, there's like thousands upon thousands of just diesel like ships, going all around the globe at any given time. It's absolutely crazy, you know.
Yeah. Okay. We're
But
gonna we're
anyway,
gonna shift
I'm
gears.
if anyone wants to like talk about stuff and like debate in good faith, I have zero problems.
Yeah. Let's you want to do this tomorrow around the same time? See if, maybe we'll announce it better, but let's start doing that,
Sure,
like welcoming
no
people to
problem.
have these discussions. So, and this show is just as much yours as it is mine. That's what this platform is for. So, all right, Dale, I'm gonna show you a last comment, but next time I need you on a panel, bro. He said, agreed on what you say. Love the knowledge drop. I just think disruptive technology is that for a reason. Nobody can see it moving. It's hard for the human mind to think in exponential terms. Deep.
That's why you need to be a trader.
Hey, that's why he's up in here. But yeah, my last closing thought, I thought my mind was like, well, can't capitalism kind of handle it, and then it'll get to the point where Shell, Citgo, all these gas stations are like, yo, this oil ain't making us no money. Let's turn these into charging stations. But then you pose the question, the problem of like, the energy, the minerals, all of that. So we opened a can of worms like we wasn't supposed to, but yeah.
Yeah, let's shelve it for the day.
So
We'll
all right,
revisit.
so
We'll
let's
circle
go
back.
ahead and look at UCAD, UJ, and gold. And I think that's all we had. And we can get up out of here. Go play some video games. All right. So they're asking about UCAD. I already think it's bearish just looking at it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna follow the dollar.
Yeah, it looks like. Oh, hang on. Let me draw a horizontal line. It looks like they cleared the highs on this, and kind of how we were looking at DXY working the highs. But yeah, and I think like we are down, like we're overall down, but we have been macro ranging for an entire year of ranging a 700 pip range. And I mean, it sounds like a lot of pips, but this dump in about a year was 3 times that. So we can identify this state as a macro accumulation. Now, what I'm seeing on this daily is we stopped the highs and shifted against it. We're breaking structures now, right? We broke this structure, breaking this structure. Now I'm seeing new structure approaching, or previous structure approaching, that can be broken. So for me, I already have a bearish bias. So for me, I would just look for an entry, essentially. What you think, bro?
Oh yeah, I completely agree. UCAD likes to consolidate for a while and then just kind of like moves. I was looking at it yesterday, and it did make it's like a L on its side. You can see like making a support, then dipping under, and then immediately going back up in the reverse direction. And I was like, oh, I have seen that before. That looks like a reversal. However, it did stop, and now it's back under the DMAs. So I'm like, yeah, it's probably not reversing. Um, so if I don't see any like strong moves overnight going up, I'm looking to sell.
Yeah, what I think you're describing, the phenomena, is it's just daily structure, right? Accumulation. In this case, it broke to the low, and now we corrected. But if we have a bearish bias, what we want to wait for is the daily structure in the direction of a buy, of a sell. So we want something more like that. So I think what you said was perfect, because even if you didn't buy it, I'm sorry, even if you didn't sell it, it would be, even if you didn't buy it, you shouldn't buy it, right? But it's reason to know not to
Right.
sell just yet, right?
Yeah.
So.
I was waiting to see next move, and the yeah, I'm looking to sell essentially. Like the buys are not valid right now.
Yeah, I'm just identifying, I like to do my little trifecta zone. It's about 200 pips away though on this macro. So, but yeah, we will check on this for London tomorrow because we want to see the structure. But yeah, it looks like they had a little move today. This was a baby trifecta, I guess. I'll go break it down. Because we had, do that right. Hang on. Sometimes I lose myself when I change time frames. Okay. Okay. Disregard this setup. I was just looking at something. I actually don't disregard it. But yeah, this would have been the move then. Okay. For intraday move. Okay. Clean this out. Get rid of this. So if, say, you were looking for today. Screwing up. Okay. So basically, you see this is a bearish move, right? You start waiting for the pullback. I want to pull back to my trifecta zone. So I draw my fib from boom, from the high of this impulse, or yeah, this downward move to the bottom. From there, I'm gonna see if I see a key level, right? And this is just a quick system. You can even set pendings with. So boom, I see a key level at 1.26, right? Mike V will probably throw in his EMAs, and he can enter at a bullish candle that closes into them, right? So that could be your third confirmation for the trifecta. So let's go ahead and play. Okay, boom. So as you see, price come right to that trifecta zone, or that, EMAs were on a 1 hour. I would speculate if I go to the 15-minute, it will hit the DMA. Let's just see. Nope, it violated it. But so maybe we didn't
Actually,
get.
it was
Oh, there we go.
pretty good on DMAs.
Yeah, it looks better on the 30-minute, I guess. Right.
Yeah.
Or maybe the 1 hour.
No, 30 minutes.
30-minute, yeah. Anyway, okay. So yeah, that would have been a confirmation to sell. Technically, if you would have placed your pending exactly at the 1.26, you would have not been activated by less than a pip. But yeah, you see the accuracy of a system like this. And then say you do your 10 pip stop loss, take this to the previous low, 50 pips, 1 to 5. But yeah, we still have that same bias. We are accumulating now, so let's just wait. See something like that. All right. So just to reiterate, we are bearish on UCAD. However, we are waiting for a corrective daily sell structure. And I think me and Mike kind of agreed on that. Okay. We'll go ahead and move on to what else we got? We already did GU. Oh, UJ. And this was an interesting comment, I felt. Besides UJ, the direction on USD pair seems a little unclear to me. And that's interesting because JPY holds merit. JPY got rank in this, this algo dance of currencies. And JPY has been clearly bearish, right? You can look at every single pair. They're going up. So when I say JPY is bearish, that means XXX JPY is bullish because every cross is getting stronger against the yen. So we can conclude this is a weak currency. So let's just look at the index. It's going to be going down. I don't need to look at it to know that, right? It's going down. Now let's go to UJ. Clearly bullish. Clearly. We got a reset yesterday, a very small reset. Let's look at the weekly, see where we could be headed to. There's no nearby structure, man. We got to go all the way on the weekly and look back to 2002. So that means that these are like all-time highs, man. So we don't really have nearby structure as a precedent. We'd have to zoom out and just use nearby structure, price that's nearby, even though it was way back. All right. So this is big, man. Like what's going on with the economy? These are like, highs on UJ that haven't been reached since 2015. What you think, Mike, about UJ?
Oh, I agree. JPY in general, I think it's bearish. So, and it just doesn't show any signs of like stopping. I think it's like the index is at all-time low. It's like, yeah, there's like literally nothing on the chart.
I read some fundamentals about it, and it was like a government planned this almost, and they know about it. Maybe I should read up a little more, but
Yeah, Japan. Oh man, they they do have a lot of like centralized and controlled like they do control the flow of money very very strictly. So I don't know what exactly is going to happen, but like I'm looking at the charts and JPY is just simply not showing any signs of slowing down. So for the foreseeable future, I'm just looking to sell JPYs, um, and that's that.
shout out to Shane Tolbert, one of my OG students and close friend. He says UCAD loves to accumulate. Yep. And JPY has been so weak. UJ been on a historic run no matter what the other USD pairs have done. Right. So even if you, no matter what, man, doesn't matter. Dollar can be dumping. JPY so weak. UJ go up. Right. Okay. So we'll do this last one, which is everyone always want to look at gold. So we'll go ahead and look at that, and we'll call it, and then we'll be back to our regular scheduled program. And just to recap, I think me and you said that last week we were asked the same thing, and we concluded that gold is overall bullish. However, currently we're expecting some type of retracement. And so meaning we would look for short-term sells, if anything, or just leave it alone. Are we still agreed on that?
Yes, it's a family meeting for me, and currently we have a one big 4-hour red candle going under the yearly MA. So unless I see like a strong push through 1860 and up, I would say gold is bearish with probability of filling the wick at 1787.2.
Yep. The previous low. So yeah, agreed. I just drew a little my 38 fib from the top of this wave to the bottom on a higher time frame. And would have confirmed around there. So I would look for continued sells exactly to the same area that you're claiming, which is not like we just pull an area out of our hat and are making up numbers. We're just looking at the structure, guys. So we're just saying, oh, this is the previous low. This is where liquidity is at. And if you're thinking in terms of reversals and all that stuff, reversal got to hit the previous low to be a reversal, right? And maybe it go a few pips above a high or below, but start looking to take profits around that area, at least partial, at least trail it, something to that effect. But it's in terms of entry for the following day.
Now, wow, that was a good entry today.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know, wait for a pullback
Yep.
and sell.
Yeah. This would have been the entry today with my pendant system. I'll do the quick rewind. And I hope y'all seeing how all this middle line is the 38.2. And I notice how price retraces to it a lot. But anyway, let's see through ECR as well. Okay. Yeah, I think it would have hit both of our systems perfectly if we were taking this one. So my entry would be at that line. And look, bro, this is what I want you to notice. How you know how I be saying it's a trifecta sometimes? Like when I see my level and then that DMA making out right here, having a little line baby, it be telling me something, bro. Like, so it's just a confluence to see where price may, retrace to. But I'm just showing the phenomenon. Notice when confluences align, when done right, can make things so simple. Or I should say so objective. I like that. So objective. Okay. So you may have entered already, right?
No, actually, my entry is right after the wick that activates you.
Okay. Are you using
So
different
literally
DMAs?
the next candle. It's like you enter on the wick, I enter on candle close, essentially.
Okay. Let's speed it up. Okay, now I'm in. See, that's where my order activates on this candle here. And that's my drawdown. Okay. And my take profit would be at the low. So boom, I would take profit there and leave a runner. So this would have been the initial trade for today if we took it. I know gold stop loss is a little funny, so let's just say 100, and then 10. So what is that? That's a 1 to 10, a 1 to 10 risk reward ratio on this. But yeah, let's just do this tomorrow and like do the same thing. Wait for a price to accumulate, right? Accumulation is everything for us to see the setup. And then we could take it. But for me, right, I can't even try to draw my lines or try to see where price is going to pull back to until it starts to accumulate and pull back. So once it does that, then I could start to try to draw my confluences and all that. But right now, you let price do its thing. And that's the importance of accumulation, guys. But yeah, let's go ahead and call it a session. Anyone have anything to add? Mike, you want to drop anything else in the chat before we dip out?
No, I'm all good. It's afternoon, time to chill.
I think this was our longest one. We went an hour and 45 minutes. Yikes.
Well, you did open a lot of cans of worms, so.
All right, my brothers, we out of here. Y'all have a blessed day. Let's win.
All right, peace.